Yo, what is up? We are back with the Lorraine 50T, and this time I am running field modifications and full bounty equipment with the turbo. That's the new thing that I discovered about this tank today. And yeah, we've got the bounty turbo on. We've got vertical stabilizers, also bounty, and bounty rammers as well. Now, of course, a lot of people like to run heavy tanks with hardening. Of course, that is an option, but without vertical stabilizers, your moving dispersion isn't going to be 0.12. It's going to be something like 0.14, 0.15 moving dispersion. Now, you saw me there sprint to the corner here even faster than the Centurion Action X, which is a British medium tank in tier 10. This is pretty quick. And I also discovered one thing when I was playing this tank in this configuration is that you actually play the Lorraine 50T not like a heavy tank, but play it like a medium tank, because it does not have any armor at all, but it does have the mobility and speed of a medium tank. The gun does not allow this tank to play up front and close. In a knife fight, this tank would be terrible. If you're going to be face hugging, if you're going to be close quarters like this, you're going to lose out, and you're going to see me lose out pretty significantly right now, because there is a Concept 1B coming face to face with me, and I know I cannot be here. Even though I have 10 degrees of gun depression, it's just not going to work against a Concept 1B. Now, the stats you are looking at on the left is actually the stats with a full set of crew, with field modifications, and with the bounty equipment that I have in the tank. This means reload time is buffed up to 10.68 seconds. Still pretty slow, 10.68 seconds is like, stock 277 or something. It's just really difficult to play with this kind of reload. You can't really be out in the front. Now, if the reload was quicker, if you put a rammer on it and you could get the reload down to about 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, like regular heavies, then you could possibly be fighting out in the front. But with this kind of reload, man, there's just no way you can be out in the front. You have to eat 2 shots to land 1 shot, and it's just not going to work out. So what I figured out was, use the mobility of this tank, use it to flex, use it to run away, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I've lost all my HP. I've only did a little bit of damage, not enough to justify me being there. And we are clearly losing the 1-2 line, because we're just the enemy is just overwhelmingly taking over the 1-2 line. It is very difficult for me to be there. Even though I'm a heavy tank, there's no way I can contest that position with this tank. So what I'm doing is I am going out of the enemy's render range. I'm using my teammates. They're going to spot the enemies for me, and I'm going to support them from this distance. Now you can see them outside my view range. Inside my view range, but outside my spotting range, which means they too cannot spot me. My teammates are spotting the enemies for me, so I can shoot them for free right now. In any case, I'm still going to use the building here as a little bit of cover, like an insurance policy, just in case I get spotted and they can shoot back at me. So I've at least got a little bit of rocks to block, in case they try to shoot me. But this is the best way, I think, to play this tank. Play it like a medium tank instead of playing it like a heavy tank. Use your mobility to find different positions like you would in a medium tank if you were in a T54, or if you were in Object 140, T60, T2A, any kind of STB, any kind of medium tank that has a little bit of speed, agility, mobility. Play it like a medium tank. Try to delete in your head what a heavy tank is, because you really cannot play this tank like a traditional heavy tank using your hull armor to bounce enemy shells and stuff like that. It just doesn't work. I mean, you can, but it's just not optimal. You don't bounce reliably. You cannot use or depend on the armor reliably. Even if you can depend on the armor, let's say even if the armor holds up and you manage to bounce a few shots, you still do not have the DPM, you do not have the reload to be able to contest and fight your enemies in a face-to-face battle. If your enemies is like 25 meters, 50 meters in front of you, it is very difficult for you to challenge them, because they're going to reload in 7-8 seconds and you're going to reload in 10.68 seconds here, which what is happening to me. Even though I am running a bounty rammer with a rammer directive as the fourth slot, and that is the quickest I can get my reload down time to 10.68 seconds. That's the best I can do. But with the vertical stabilization bounty rammer, I got my dispersion down to 0.30. This is because I've got food, I've got BIA crew skills, and then with that bounty vertical stabilization, my moving dispersion is 0.12, which means if I'm shooting on the move, it's not too bad. If I'm wiggling left and right, if I'm poking over a ridge and shooting, the gun is pretty reliable that way. But again, do not go into a knife fight in this tank if you can avoid it at all. Try not to be face to face, try not to be playing a traditional heavy tank role. Instead, try to play kind of like a hybrid heavy tank slash medium tank, more so of a medium tank than a heavy tank, because you want to use your agility and mobility of the tank with the bounty turbo chargers. Even if you don't have bounty turbo chargers, you just use the standard stock turbo chargers, it'll suffice. It is kind of difficult to get to the 65 kilometers an hour top speed. More realistically is around the 60 kilometer mark. If you have a long stretch of flat ground, or if you're slightly going downhill, then yes, you can reach the 65 kilometers an hour top speed with the turbo. But it's not super fast even with the turbo, but it is a lot faster than you saw the Centurion Action X. It is, for a heavy tank, it is very fast, but for a medium tank, it's not like super fast. Okay, so that's what I was trying to say. Of course, with the turbo, your power to weight ratio as well goes up to about 18.19, which makes this tank feel a lot more medium tank than heavy tank. I managed to get a couple more shots on the E4 here, the last two remaining tanks left on the enemy team, which is the E4. I get one more shot out of him, and that was the end of the game. And now obviously I did not do a lot of damage in this game. This is a tier 10 matchmaker. I did not get incredible damage output out of this game. That was not the point of this game. The point was we were definitely losing this game on the 1-2 line. I managed to use my speed and mobility to break away, try to support the team before the enemy pushed over the ridge and completely annihilate our very low HP tanks. For some reason, my mouse DPI went from 800 to 1800 here. Something was wrong with it. But anyway, just wanted to show you how mobility helped me to support my team, and maybe contributed a little bit to the victory in this game for my team. Although I did not manage to do a lot of damage out in this game or get any kind of ace tanker or first class or whatever, but I did manage to get into a position where I was more useful for my team because of that mobility and Bond Turbo. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.